Assessing candidates is an important task. As the hiring manager, you get to decide what types of assessments best measure the specifics of the job and its duties. There are 3 broad categories of evaluation: knowledge, skills and abilities, and behavioral competencies. There is flexibility on how this process unfolds. Within these categories, you can apply a number of assessments, such as written assignments, oral presentations, online skills, role play, situational or hypothetical questions, behavioral competency questions, reference checks, and in certain situations, this can even include physical tests. Let's dig deeper into a couple of these assessment types. Written assignments are intended to assess an applicant's knowledge, skills, and abilities as they relate to the job. They involve doing rather than simply telling how. Written assignments may include preparing a research proposal, drafting written correspondence, a briefing note, a report or article, a PowerPoint presentation, developing a case study or project file, responding to knowledge-based questions. Whatever you decide to use, ensure it reflects the duties of the job. There are 4 types of interview questions: knowledge-based, situational or hypothetical, behavioral competency, and Indigenous relations behavioral competencies. Having a combination of these questions in the interview allows you to have a thorough evaluation of your candidates. With knowledge-based or situational questions, you should create ideal responses. This document should cover what the components of a preferred or ideal answer from a candidate would include. Include your panel in creating these ideal responses to take in different perspectives and worldviews. Using these responses as a predetermined marking guide will assist you in assessing these types of questions fairly and consistently. For behavioral competency questions, you can use the interpretive guides to help evaluate responses. The guides clearly define levels to help you create your own rating scale. You can also use interpretive guides to evaluate situational questions and role plays. Come prepared with sample follow-up questions to ask applicants. This will help you get the most from their response. When you use interpretive guides, the competency levels are cumulative, meaning if a candidate meets level 3, it is implied that they have met level 1 and 2 as well. We recommend you provide candidates with some or all of the questions at least 24 hours before the interview, so they can thoughtfully prepare their best examples. Let them know examples may be from work, community, or volunteer experience. A reference check is an evaluation of a candidate's past job performance based on a conversation with someone who has worked with them. They serve 4 main purposes: to verify employment details provided by the candidate, to assess the candidate's abilities in job requirements, to uncover patterns of desirable or undesirable behavior, to identify areas of development. Note that before contacting references, you need the candidate's consent. Only contact the references provided to you by the applicant. Let the applicant know when you will be contacting their references. Now let's talk about accommodations. To ensure equitable access to opportunities within the BC Public Service, applicants such as those with disabilities have the right to request accommodations for assessments. For example, accommodations might include an accessible format, additional time, assistive technology, receiving interview questions in advance, meeting virtually rather than in person, or accessible parking. Applicants may request other accommodations at this stage or at other stages in the process. All emails should remind applicants that they can request an accommodation if they need one. All communications with applicants should be in an accessible format. In an earlier video, we talked about how we all have biased perspectives. In order to check those biases, you can take steps to be as objective as possible. Use a structured format. That means asking the same questions of every candidate and ensuring they are job-related. Use structured evaluations such as interpretive guides or answer keys during interviews and selection. Remember, for behavioral competency interviews, your goal is to listen for demonstrated behaviors behind the actions. It's not only what they did, but what behaviors they displayed as they completed those tasks and actions. Have interview panel members take notes and write down rationales for scoring, and work as a group to reach a consensus. This level of accountability tends to reduce bias. Don't overbook the day. Meeting with too many candidates in one day can lead to fatigue and can affect your judgment. Book enough time between interviews to score and take a break. This increases accuracy and reduces bias. Above all, treat candidates with respect. Be sure to organize a thoughtful and efficient interview process that values their time. respects diversity, and demonstrates professionalism. Remember, you represent the BC Public Service, and you want candidates to have a positive experience, even if they aren't successful this time. Another merit-based factor you must consider during assessments is years of continuous service for BCGEU and PEA competitions. For all other positions, you must decide if you want to use it as a deciding factor. Not to worry, your recruiter will do the calculation for you. A reminder that you must keep copies of relevant documents related to the competition for at least 2 years. This includes what position was posted, who applied, who was screened in or out and on what basis, what assessment plan was used, ratings for each candidate, rationale for rating/scoring for all stages, the basis for the decision, the record of offer, final notification, and confirmation. Basically anything and everything to help tell the story of your hiring decision. For an overview of this stage in the recruitment process, please refer to the Hiring Certification Program through the Learning Center. And remember, your recruiter will help you throughout the process.